Hello, my name is Patrick Hennessy. Today I'm going to be speaking with you about a contemporary engineering issue in our country, and that issue is Hurricane Sandy and the effect that it had on the island of Manhattan in New York City 2 years ago in 2012, and what can be done to prevent the same effects from happening if a storm similar to Sandy were to come through again. Sandy blew through in 2012 and caused roughly $95 billion of damage to our country. Of that, 15 billion alone were to the city of New York, and there was extensive flooding and damage that was done to the city that needs to be figured out how to avoid if a storm were to blow through such as Sandy again. So ideas have been garnered since the storm by the city and the government alike. These range from seawalls and bulkheads, beach replenishment, parks and buffer zones to mitigate the storm surge, retrofitting of buildings within the city, as well as redesigning the entire infrastructure. In order to do this, they need to get engineers and architects and designers to propose ideas to them, and what they did was they held a competition. They received about 150 proposals from firms all over the country, and they've selected some at this point, including networks of levees, waterfront greenways, new power plants to be built, and oyster beds and reefs in order to mitigate the waves as they would be coming up into the city. One very interesting idea that's actually been selected and phase one has already been funded is called the Big U. It's being funded by the federal government to construct phase one of this. It's an 8-mile long U that's going to wrap around the island of Manhattan, consisting of a system of berms and waterfront parks that will chain together and protect the island from storm surge if another storm were to come through. This is extremely important, especially within engineering, because it has the direct safety of the public involved. When the storm blows through, such as Sandy, it creates a lot of storm surge, flooding it. It puts people's lives directly at risk. And also, it's estimated that within the next 40 years, 30 inches are going to rise in the sea level, putting another 800,000 total residents at risk of being flooded and potentially their lives on the line as well. So as you can see, this is a big issue that New York City is trying to figure out, and they need to figure out in order to prevent another Hurricane Sandy from doing the same amount of damage as it did back in 2012. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation today. I hope you've enjoyed it and learned a little bit more about Hurricane Sandy. Have a good day.